Hi guys, I'm Annabelle and welcome to Meeple Village. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing of The Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle-earth. So join me at the table and let's see what's in the box. Alright, so I will confess that I'm cheating a little bit because I bought this game used and it was already open. You can see that the box is, not like I would have it if it was brand new. This is an expensive game and I found it cheaper because it was used, and it was this actually is a request. I have a viewer, Guile Eats, that has asked for this one and has been waiting very patiently for me to actually find the game and then do an unboxing and a playthrough. So because of that, I am here, and I would definitely, if it was another game, I would just do the playthrough. I wouldn't do the unboxing because it was already open. But I want to show you guys, and especially him, what this game has inside in the box. So it's a board game of adventure and exploration for 1 to 5 players, and this is a campaign type game. You can see here that it's going to have a map. It's an app driven game. Yes, I did get it on Amazon. Thank you. Thanks to you, this product has a second life. Yeah, no problem there. So 14 and up, about an hour to play. Well, but an hour to play, I would say it's an hour to play each scenario because your campaign is going to last a longer than that. But let's see what's in here. Well, these are not the instructions. This just tells you that you need the app in order to play the game, so you got to download that. And then there's some advertisement for another game, the living card game. You can play that as well. Okay, so again, because this is used, it's probably not in the right order. I apologize for that. But these are your terrain tiles. And so there's going to be your typical hexagon tiles on a map. There's also going to be these two that are going to be used for specific battles. Pretty much the way that I kind of figured that it's working is that you're going to be on the map for your exploration and just your regular dungeon crawling kind of things. And then for battling bosses, you're going to be using these. I have not battled the boss yet. I did go on an adventure and play through a scenario, but I haven't gotten to these yet, so I don't really know how they work. Alright, so next up, the Learn to Play booklet, and there's also a rules reference booklet. I don't even know if I have it around, but basically it's rules that are, they go deeper. This is just to learn to play. They tell you to read this before you start your first adventure so you have a better idea of what you're going to encounter. The game is really simple. There's even the actions that you can take, there's 3 actions you can take. You can travel, you can attack, or you can interact with the stuff that's on the map. So really not complicated at all. I think where things get a little complicated is when you start trying to figure out, because it's really in its core, it doesn't have any dice, so you're managing your deck. And every turn you're going to look at 2 of your cards that are on your deck and decide, do I want to keep them on my deck because they're multi-purpose cards? You can either use them for successes, or you can use them for the skill and the ability that's on the card. And those decisions are tough, I will tell you, because sometimes you want them for both. The good cards that are really good abilities usually have a success on the top of the card. Cards that are the abilities are not that great do not have a success on the top of the card, so you end up like, oh, I really want this card both on the top of my deck and I also want its ability. You have to choose just one. So there's examples, additional rules, and it was an easy read, I gotta say, not long at all. Didn't take me that long to get through it, and I love that there's a reference in the back of both booklets have the same with the icons, the different icons, turn, everything that you need to know in a flash, it's here. And that was really great that they did that. So yes, everything is already in bags, everything is already taken out. The cards are in these rubber bands that I gotta fix because I would rather put them in plastic bags, but that's just me. Just feel like sometimes you forget the games and then the rubber bands get old and mess up the cards. There's miniatures. Let's see, what do we look at first? There's our player boards, there's our tiles. I guess you guys want to look at the miniatures, right? So let's do that. I will tell you, I started playing, I haven't even looked at these myself, only the ones that I needed. And but I believe, I'm pretty sure that these tan ones are our heroes that we can play as. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 heroes, and then these are all the bad, evil of the land. I'm going to show you up close all of it, so you can take a look. So first up are heroes, and you're going to see some very unfamiliar faces. I think this is Elena. Yeah, she's got a harp. She's like your bard support type of person. And then this is Legolas, but he doesn't look like Orlando Bloom, which I was kind of disappointed. I'm like, oh no. It's like, I think of Legolas and I think of Orlando Bloom, but okay, I guess I'll take it. Here's somebody, I don't even know who this one is, to be honest with you. So, this is Bilbo? Could be Bilbo. Do you have a name here? Nope, you don't. I think this is Aragorn. Yeah, this should be Aragorn. Or there's another big dude with big sword. No, this is Bilbo. This looks like a hobbit. What am I talking about? So whoever the other big guy was somebody else. Yeah, there we go. And here's Gimli, of course. And again, he doesn't look like Gimli. I mean, he does look like a dwarf, I guess. Nice detail on the minis, too. And I think most monsters come in 3, because there can be like groups of 1, 2, or 3 monsters thrown at you. Not sure what this one is called yet. I haven't encountered him, but he looks really cool. And I would definitely love painting this one. Looks lots of texture. I like it. Only one of these big guys, because I think one is enough. Look at that. Look at his back. Ew. But fun for painting. There's a whole ton of these ones. I guess they're easy to kill. Here's a closer look at them. I believe these are the ruffians. I've already encountered a couple of these, and yeah, they're not that hard to kill. But again, nice detail. Look at that pouch on their belt. Got 2 weapons. Nice. Nice, I like it. There's also a whole ton of these. They look like goblins. Yep, menacing goblins with a little dagger and everything. Cool. 3 of these. I'm not sure what these guys are. Ugly. But yeah, are they orcs? Maybe they're orcs. We have a few archers. 3 of these, I think they're goblin archers. They look like goblins. Got their arrows back there. And then finally 3 of these that look like some kind of sorcerer. Kind of ghostly magic users. Skeletons. Or are these the Wraith? They could be the Wraith. I haven't watched Lord of the Rings in a long time. Are you guys excited about the new Lord of the Rings that's coming out September 2nd, I think? I know I am. It'd be nice to go back to the world of Lord of the Rings. And of course, that's what happens when the game is used. Got hair everywhere. Alright, so these are banners. And they're going to be used for when there's a groups of monsters that are already on the board. So like duplicate groups of monsters. So if you have a group of 1 archer, and then a group of 2 archer comes out on the board. So you'll use the app will have one of these symbols, and you'll match the symbol to you'll put the banner with the group, and it'll match whatever symbol is on the app. Got a bunch of those, and also I believe the red ones are for elite monsters, more dangerous type of the same kind of monsters. It just indicates that they're probably better armored or hit harder or have more abilities. Let's quickly take a look at the banners. I love that they're all different. I think it's a smart way of using the same monsters but keeping them differentiated so you know which one is which. Of course, I think everybody would have preferred more miniatures instead, but we'll have to live with the banners. Okay, next up, terrain tokens. And as far as I know, you only use these terrain tokens when you're in the battle map, not on the map with the little, what do you call it, with the hexagons. And I'm guessing that's some kind of pit. These are kind of like borders that you can put in. Let me show you. Okay, so remember these? You'll probably put these like that to create borders. Say that there's water, or between these 2 spaces, or maybe there's walls and you can cross there or something like that. And then you have your usual, like a fire pit and rocks, and more pits over here, and these are barrels and tables. I'll give you a quick closer look at them, and then we'll move on to a whole lot of cards. You saw these before, but here's a closer look. There's about 3 of these, I think. Yes, 3 of those and 4 of these. These are tables on one side and barrels on the other. There's 4 of these. Which look like it's grass or trees on one side and mountains or rocks on the other. And then finally these ones, which looks like, I see a sword. Oh, like a statue maybe? And on this side a fire pit. Did I say I was done with the tokens? I am not even half done with the tokens. Alright, let's take a look at the tokens and then we'll start exploring. Oh my goodness, tons of tokens. Actually, it's not that bad. The cool thing about the app is that you can just have these search tokens and they can mean anything. But these, for example, are your depletion tokens. Your trinkets, your little items that you're going to use are going to have some tokens on them, and every time you use them you're going to deplete them until you can't use them anymore until your next adventure. And they just look like trinkets or items. Show you up close. They're double-sided, same on both sides. Alright, next up we're going to show you these. We can kind of separate them. There's these threat, I think. I don't even know what they call these are. I know these are persons that you can encounter in your adventure, and I don't know what those are, but they look like bad guys. And then these are the people or persons that you can encounter. Mysterious, very mysterious. And here is a couple of different ones, so let me sort them. Do you like games that use apps to tell, to help you navigate the game, kind of play the, I guess the app plays for the, what do you call it, for the enemies, and then you can have a co-op game. Do you enjoy those type of games, or would you rather have someone playing as making the smart decisions for the enemies, and then you're playing against other people instead of being a co-op? What do you prefer? Okay, I think I did it. We have inspiration, exploration tokens, and search and threat. So let's take a closer look. As you explore tiles, you're going to get inspiration, which is great. It lets you turn fate cards with this symbol into successes. And then search, like I said, the app will just let you know exactly what you have found. And then threat is obviously a bad thing. Alright, so I know you want to take a closer look at all the players available in the game. So let's do that. And like I said, this game is used, so when I got it, it was already in this little bags, and it had everybody's names. So I kind of kept them, and then when I was playing the campaign, person I was playing with noticed that this is for breast milk, breastfeeding babies. And I'm like, okay, I will never be able to not see. I knew that. I didn't recognize the baggies. Like, I've never seen these baggies before. So I thought that was funny. So, all right, let's take a look at them. But we have Bilbo, we have Elena, we have Aragon, Gimli, Erebor, and Legolas. All right, so here is Legolas, like I told you, not Orlando Bloom. His skills, the amount of fear and damage he can have, his ability. He is an elf. A little bit of backstory. And then he has Legolas specific cards. If you look at the bottom, it says Legolas 1. There should be a Legolas 2, 3, 4, 5, and all of that. So these are his cards that he gets to use and nobody else. And these are specific to this character. Here's our friend Gimli. Backstory. And then Gimli specific cards. There's Aragon, and a backstory for him, and of course his cards. There's Elena, the harp player. There's her backstory and her suggested starting equipment, which they all have on the bottom. And finally there's Bilbo. There's the backstory. Now I've showed you all the characters, so if there's one specific character or even two that you'd like to see me do a run through with, let me know. We have tiles, and I'm not going to show you all of them. I actually placed them in order, but I will show you kind of like what they will look like when they are together. So the app does a really good job of like telling you, showing you how they will match up. If you're going to put them like that, or maybe just like that, or it's going to come down here. But you can see how the map will grow, and then this a space for those exploration tokens that then when you explore, they turn into inspiration. So very cool. And you can see there's plenty of tiles, and they're all very, very different. Well, not all very, very different. These two are the same or very similar. But, you know, they will change the map. And the art is nice. It's, you know, I don't even look at it, to be honest, when I'm playing. Do you look at art when you're playing? I mean, I appreciate it, but I get so lost. And, like, I have to walk here. But, look, there's even, like, a big castle and stuff. And they are double-sided. There's an A side and a B side. So imagine this times 2. It's a lot of tiles. And then finally we have decks, and I already kind of separated them as best as I saw fit. It's a whole lot of things that are going to go into your deck, because in a way, as you go through the story, through the campaign, it is a deck builder. You're going to be adding new cards with your experience and your lore that you are going to gain. You're going to be adding new cards into your deck. So all of these can be added to everybody's, well, to some that are specific depending on the role, because not only are you a specific character in this game, for example, you could be, let's say, a Bilbo, but you're also a role. Bilbo's, they suggest for him to be a burglar. But you can be a burglar for one adventure, and then for the next adventure decide that you want to be a musician or a hunter. There's different roles that you can pick and choose from, and then you can level up in that role and keep some of those cards in your deck and make your deck better. But instead of talking, let me show you. So for example, these are going to be your items that you're going to be able to access. I think these you will access with your XP or your lore. What am I talking about? Yeah, with your lore. And there's some that are armor, and then there's some that will go into your hands. They're more like weapons and things of the sort. So there's less armor than items in your hands, so let's take a look at the armor first. There's your symbol on the back of the cards, and these you're going to equip, and you also can upgrade them. So your dagger will turn into a dagger of something something. Well, the dagger is not up, but your cloak will turn into a Fangorn cloak instead of just a regular cloak. You can go different ways about your garb. And there's a regular cloak. And then we'll quickly go through over these, because there's tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of upgrades and ways that you can make your items better. And then you'll notice the depletion tokens and the cost and all the good stuff on the bottom. Let's just quickly go through them. You can stop and look at them if you want. Just kind of want to give you an idea of the art. There's tons of boots. Gotta move through the map. There's your typical dagger. An axe, harp, probably the better. And there's a staff. Here are your conditions. For example, you can be hidden. You can have different conditions, and you just take the card to remind you. You can be determined. Another hidden and determined. Let's keep that one there. I think I was hidden last game. And then these will remind you what all the terrains do and how to traverse them. There's a fire pit, and they will match the items or the tokens that we saw before. Alright, now for all the bad stuff that can happen to you. This is damage. And when you take damage, you're going to read what's on the card. Sometimes it'll be face up, sometimes it'll be face down. And face up damage, I think, is harder to get rid of. Face down, you can get rid of easier. At the end of the adventure, you will heal all of your damage, so that's a good thing. And there's a lot of these common. Flip this face down. So yeah, this is not too bad. But there's some that can be terrible. Like this guy looks really bad. Flip one damage face up, then flip this card face down. Apart from damage, you can also suffer fear. It's kind of like, what is it, Arkham, where you have insanity and HP. Kind of same thing here along those lines. You have different values for that, just like in Arkham. I think I was playing with Legolas. He took 4 damage to defeat and 6 fear. So he was better at controlling fear than controlling damage. And then finally, these guys will go into your deck because remember, this is a deck builder, and these are weaknesses, which are just going to clog your deck and do nothing for you when you get them. Just have pretty art. You start with one of these in every adventure. Gollum. And finally, this is how you're going to make your deck grow. All of these are can be part of your deck. Of course, there's going to be different requirements on the bottom. So this one, for example, is only if you have the Pathfinder role. But let's just quickly look at some of the art. And you can stop and look at them, but I'm not going to go through all of them. There's a ton of them. That's a title that you can acquire during the game. I haven't gotten any titles yet. I don't expect to get any titles soon either. There's more Pathfinder stuff. These are not in any particular order, I don't think. There's Hunter, which, like I said, Legolas was a hunter. So that's what you can upgrade. You can be Captain as well. You can be upside down too. The art is, it's not a lot, but it's enough that it kind of gives you that sense of you're playing a Lord of the Rings game. There's more Gollum. I love Gollum, by the way. Funny fact, I had a dog named Smeagol. Okay. And you don't know, Smeagol turns into Gollum. And my dog would turn into Gollum sometimes too. Just kidding, he was a good guy. Okay. There you go. And that's it, guys. That's everything that comes in the box for the Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle-earth. Spoiler alert, I played through the first scenario and I thought it was good. It reminded me a lot of games, other games from Fantasy Flight, like Descent, where you have an app and it takes you out of the story for a little bit while you set up. But being able to play co-op with your friends is fun, so I did enjoy it. If you enjoyed this unboxing, give us a thumbs up. There will be a playthrough, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and to subscribe to Meeple Village if you haven't done so already. We're very close to getting to the 1,000 subscribers, and that's all thanks to you guys. I will see you all in the next video, but until then, may you play more games.